And I want to bring in Michael Isikoff now. He is Yahoo News' chief investigative correspondent. Mike, thanks so much for jumping on the show with us here. It is an absolute incredible scene, what we see playing out right now in D.C. Our editor-in-chief, Andy Serwer, was just on saying, you never thought you would say words like, there is a coup going on right now in our own country. What do you make of what's playing out right now there?
Yeah, look, this is absolutely extraordinary and unprecedented. I can't emphasize that enough. But just to put how the lead up to this was Trump's remarkable speech on in which he riled these people up, making all sorts of completely outrageous claims, demanding that Mike Pence support him and do what's right, which is overturn the election, threatening to primary any Republican members of Congress who don't go along. We're going to primary them. We're going to go after them. And on he went, demanding what he called at one point a redo, as though there's any such thing in our Constitution as a redo of the election. So, you have the president of the United States riling up this crowd, getting them angrier and angrier. Then they do this. They storm the Capitol. They interfere. They disrupt the constitutional process of accepting the Electoral College votes. And then the president tweets, support the Capitol Police and be peaceful. Well, it's a little late, Mr. President, because you were the one who was essentially the architect of this chaos that we're seeing in the Capitol right now.
Earlier today, we know that Vice President Mike Pence came out actually numerous times saying, I have no control over what's the vote that's going on today to certify the election, even though he was getting pressure.
And I was like, no, I need a minute.
So. We also heard from Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader, rebuking Trump's election fraud claims. What does all of this do to the Republican Party, Michael, going forward? I mean, are we just going to have this, stark divide within the party under the Biden administration?
Well, that is going to be really interesting to see whether some of those Republicans who have essentially caused this by announcing their determination to make these objections, whether they go through with this. Because at this point, remember, the members of Congress have now been evacuated from the Capitol because of these protests. Now, do they really want to continue this process under these circumstances, under the threat of mob violence, which is essentially what we're seeing here, or mob intimidation? So already I'm seeing some tweets from Republican members of Congress saying this is outrageous, this cannot continue. Some of these are Trump supporters. Whether that will bleed over to the Ted Cruzes of the world and the others who have made, who have basically provoked the crowd with these baseless claims of fraud and then triggered the process by filing these objections. Will we be going through that? Because look, they've disrupted it now. The debate is not going on. They've indicated plans to object to as many as 6 states. We'll see whether that happens or not. But this could make this process go on for many, many hours, if not days. As we speak, I'm getting an emergency alert here from Mayor Bowser issuing a citywide curfew for Washington, D.C. for tonight, starting at 6 p.m. And lasting until 6 a.m. tomorrow. This is affecting the whole city. It is really beyond the pale.